I am a gamer, and as a gamer, I keep asking myself the same question. Is there such a thing as a perfect game? Short answer, no. Long answer, no. There's too much to take into account. Gameplay, story, graphics, multiplayer sometimes. These factors mean there can't be any perfect games. But we've come pretty bloody close at some points. So much has been said about Minecraft that it's almost like beating a dead horse that's already moulding.
My name is Deez.
Minecraft is a timeless classic. It's one of those games that anyone can enjoy. With such a simple premise of mining, crafting and building, you can build a simple shack or a huge city. You can fight only when you have to, or go murder a bloody dragon. There's no real story. Unless you're Matt Pat, in which case there is a lot of story. The graphics aren't the most amazing, but with shaders it can look gorgeous. This isn't even talking about mods. So many mods. There are some small quality of life mods, or some huge mods that change the game entirely, like Tekkit or the Aether mod. And even you could get an e-girl with the girlfriend mod.
Go make me a sandwich!
Multiplayer is amazing for Minecraft. You can either start a small realm with your friends of up to 8 people, or a bigger Minecraft server for more people, like a small community, for example the Dream SMP and SMP Live. But then there are the huge Minecraft servers that contain minigames, factions and competitive team games. The biggest, and the most well known, is Hypixel, but there's also Mineplex, Shopbo and so many more. This isn't even mentioning the music. The music of Minecraft is in its own category. It's such a simplistic soundtrack by C418, fitting almost any situation, giving an almost warm and nostalgic vibe, and making this game a timeless classic that I don't think will ever go out of style again. But the reason I think Minecraft is close to a perfect game is because if 2 million people play Minecraft, 2 million different stories and games will be played, with its almost infinite replayability. I don't think I'll ever play a game like The Last of Us ever again. I was not ready for how good of a game it would be. I only played it last year during lockdown number 1, and I heard it was good, but not this good. When people threw around best game of all time, I was like, really? Like, really though? Yes. Yes it is. It's the closest piece of video game media that I consider art. I was used to Naughty Dog's games in the past, but never played one properly until The Last of Us, and I fell in love with it. For a genre so oversaturated as the zombie genre, with all these games I found on Wikipedia. I know, I'm lazy, shut up, I'm tired. But The Last of Us stands out as the best of them all. With such a simple story. You're this grumpy old man who has to take this girl to a place that doesn't exist to make a vaccine. This vaccine will help cure the fungus zombie virus thing that's been going around. It's not the most complex story in the world, but it's the complex characters of Joel and Ellie and the chemistry and the amazing writing and the directing of Neil Druckmann that really pulls you into their shitty lives. This is shown to us by the incredible performances of Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker as Ellie and Joel. Some of their scenes are better than some films that I've seen.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy. Ellie? You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Not to even mention the score by Gustavo Santaolalla.
Gustavo Santaolalla.
Yeah, him. Yes, okay, I like soundtracks. I have a playlist for them, okay? Shut up. But the mixture of the soundtrack, the acting, the good for the time, graphics, and the ending. I don't want to spoil the ending if you haven't played it, but it's one of the best I've ever seen. Just go and play it. Sticking with the theme of being released in 2013, GTA 5. It sold 11.21 million units in 24 hours, with a revenue of 815.7 million. And within 3 days, it had made over $1 billion in sales. I think with those numbers, it's pretty clear why it's here. But not only with those record-breaking sale numbers, but with how good of a game it is. GTA 5 is the 5th entry in the GTA series, although it's the 15th game. It takes place in the fictional city of... Why the fuck am I explaining this? It's GTA 5! We all know what it's about. It's got the usual Rockstar polish and the most detailed open world there is. I would say the most interesting part about GTA 5 is the 3 playable characters and how they view the world. Michael with his crooked past and more cynical look on the American dream and the world. Franklin with his more youthful mind, wanting to make his way out of the hood and to better his life. And finally, Trevor, who is the embodiment of anti-establishment, toxicity, and a lot of cocaine. All these characters are incredibly well written, and although they're all horrible people, all their motives and feelings line up. The graphics, even on the Xbox 360, still look good. The best part about GTA 5 is that the world feels lived in. The problem with many open world games is that it usually feels empty. And it is open, but it isn't a world. GTA 5 feels like a real place, with real characters, no matter how crooked they are. It's GTA 5. I don't think I've got to say much more than that. I know this is 2 games, but it's like Kill Bill. One thing split into 2 parts. Oh my god, the comments are going to be on fire in this video. But the Mario Galaxy games are, in my humble opinion which you can disagree with, are the best Mario games. I feel like all 3D Mario games were building to this game. For God's sake, Mario's been in 3D, went on holiday, he's been a doctor, and he's even done bloody typing for goodness sake. But finally, he got sent to space. But these games are so good. Every single galaxy feels unique and special. The Gusty Gardens Galaxy, the Honey Hive Galaxy, the equivalents to hell in video game form. Fuck motion controls. Me and my homies hate motion controls. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, ear orgasms. This soundtrack is just godlike. It's used in so many YouTube videos, and for good reason, because it causes your ears to go to heaven and back. The controls are silky smooth. Mario feels so comfortable and fluid. Anyone can pick it up and play these games and enjoy it. The story isn't the main part of it, but the storybook with Rosalina is very cute. But Nintendo doesn't focus too heavily on story and focuses on making a fun game to play. And they bloody nailed it this time. Remember when Valve actually made games instead of profiting off other people's games? Me neither. Half-Life, Valve's most well-known IP. The first game was revolutionary in its storytelling and gameplay. It never left Gordon Freeman's point of view, even when story moments were happening. There could be a serious conversation about an alien invasion going on, and you could be in the corner dicking about with a cactus. The second game is considered one of the best / most influential games ever. It has some of the most iconic moments in all of gaming. City 17 is such an amazing opening and sets the mood perfectly for the rest of the game. Ravenholm is one of my favourite places in all of video games. The gravity gun is so creative and can make the way you approach each fight completely different. Every character is likeable, from Alex, with a Y, Eli Vance, to Barney,
about that beer I owed you,
and even Father Gregory with his interesting congregation. Graphics are not the most appealing nowadays, but if you look through the eyes of 2004, it looks pretty good. The gunplay is amazing, although eventually some guns become pretty useless. And how can I talk about Half-Life without talking about the G-Man, with his stutters and speeches making him one of the best villains in gaming. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3... Oh, for f***. I hope you're enjoying the video so far, which many of you probably aren't, but if you are, please consider subscribing. It's free, and it really boosts my ego. Now, back to the video. It's a good game. No, seriously, it's really good. I was so tempted to put Breath of the Wild here, but thinking over it, I really couldn't put it over Ocarina of Time. It's like the Citizen Kane of video games. It may not be your favourite video game, but it truly is a masterful piece of media. Unlike the Water Temple. Fuck that. For the time it was considered a masterpiece, but by today's standards it's not as prolific. The graphics haven't held up too well. A few of them are still just 2D images that look 3D that you can walk around in. Some parts are just downright terrifying. Makes me realise that you could get away with a lot more back then and still get an E for everyone. Like, Jesus, how is this okay for a little kid to play? Anyway, child traumatisation aside, most things in this game are stuck in gaming culture. The music is some of the most iconic and breathtaking in all of media. But it's still not as good as Mario Galaxy. Each temple is unique and feels like you're truly exploring this new, unknown world. Every part of the world is teeming with different life forms, which are all iconic and staples for future Zelda games. The Zora, the Gerudo, and the Gorons, who for some reason have a rock shortage even though they live in a mountain? Wait, what? But this truly is an amazing time, even now. It's the game that every linear adventure game wants to be, and it's understandable why. Overall, there's still no such thing as a perfect game. But again, it's all subjective. I've just compiled a list of what a lot of people think is the perfect game. If you think Ride to Hell Retribution is the best game ever, you're wrong. But it's still your own opinion, even if it's a shit one. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, subscribe, and share this on Facebook. Oh, Facebook.